All right, and good morning, everybody. This is Sherman Ray, and this is Black Success Magazine, the podcast. Well, thank you, folks, for being with us today. This is Sherman Ray. I'm your host for Black Success Magazine, the podcast. We come to you each and every morning, Monday through Friday, about 8:30 in the morning till about 9 o'clock. Got a little late start this morning. Had to take care of some things, but I hope you're going to be with us for the entire half hour because we've got some neat stuff to talk about. I'm very excited about today's broadcast. For those of you, this might be your first time checking us out. You can check us out. You can check out our website at blacksuccessmagazine.com. You can also email me for our Friday show. Our Friday show is open line Friday. So if you'd like to have a question that you want to ask me, that maybe you don't want to go online and have people check you out while you're there, you can send me an email, and just send the email to info@blacksuccessmagazine.com. And as always, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. So some interesting stuff in the news today, folks. And I've got an announcement of a new project that we got started. That many of you know, that we've got Las Vegas Speaks, which is really all about business owners and about what's going on in Las Vegas. But we just opened up another project, which I'm very excited about, and we'll talk about that later. And in the last block, we're going to talk about finance. So we're going to talk about financing for your kids and how to get your kids started, and so you can create a legacy for your kids, and so they're financial literacy for kids. So yeah, that's what we'll call it. Financial literacy for kids in the last block. So let's start with an interesting story. So there was a couple they're in Atlanta, Georgia, Elise and Majesty Gale. And they are two career-oriented individuals who found each other on a popular dating app. I don't know which dating app that they found themselves on, but they did find each other on a dating app. And so the interesting thing about this couple here is they're building a sustainable, eco-friendly home division in Atlanta. And that's pretty amazing, because most people are struggling just to buy a house. A lot of people are struggling just to get their bills. This couple who found themselves, on a dating app, they're building an entire home division in Atlanta, which is just amazing. The story goes on and says, after getting married, they established a successful real estate company called Evo Group Holdings, and they're already grossing about $1.5 million. With Elise's marketing skills and Majesty's entrepreneurial prowess, they've elevated their company to new heights within no time. They proved to the world that entrepreneurs do not have to compromise on revenue if they are compromise. No, that's comprise on revenue if they are working for the betterment of the community. We can be profitable and still be helpful to as many people as possible. Everyone should play their part, help each other, and benefit, says Majesty. Majesty and Elise are determined to help people in these crises. There's already a housing crisis. However, the COVID pandemic highlighted it further as people suffered from housing insecurity. However, the couple is determined to improve. So let's get to the point where they're actually creating a sustainable housing market. With a recent outbreak of coronavirus, the couple shifted their focus towards building container home subdivisions and mixed-use property in Atlanta. And sorry about that, folks. We are on live. We're on live. So from time to time, we actually get our phone calls, which happens more often than not. So this couple, let's go. Where was I at? With the recent outbreaks of coronavirus, the couple shifted their focus towards building container home subdivisions and mixed-use property in Atlanta. So evidently they were they're in commercial real estate also. They are working to provide relief to people by improving the distressed locations by converting them into comfortable and sustainable housing. So that, I guess, that would be the container ships, and we've the containers that they're shifting, and we've seen that before here in Las Vegas. We actually have an entire area in Las Vegas that is nothing but containers, and it's a whole shopping mall, and it's all a bunch of containers. They're stacked 3 high, and that's pretty cool. Evo Haven is one of their container home developments for working Americans, providing solutions to address housing insecurity. These modern and cozy living spaces are made of shipping containers, recyclable materials, and utilize renewable energy sources. They are several floor plans featuring a sleek design, energy efficient HVAC systems, and can be equipped with solar and geothermal energy sources. Oh, very cool. So this couple is doing, I mean, that's pretty righteous that these guys are getting into this. So like I said, this is Elise and Majesty Gale. They're in Atlanta. Evo Group Holdings. So they're doing an awesome job. Let's go on to another story. This is a pretty cool story. So many of you have heard about the Tuskegee Airmen, and Charles Wright Museum in Detroit becomes the new home of the Tuskegee Airmen Museum. And the virtual grand opening is just in a couple of days. So today is, so in just a couple more days, it's actually going to open up. So this story, the Tuskegee Airmen National Museum, which honors the legacy and achievements of the nation's first all-black air fighter squadron, has moved to the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History in Detroit. Very cool. Housed in the Coleman A. Young Gallery, named after Detroit's first black mayor, who himself a second lieutenant, bombardier, and navigator in the Tuskegee Airmen. I didn't know that, really. Virtual grand opening is scheduled for March 22nd, 80 years after the squadron's activation by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. That's very cool. So many of you, they've created a movie called Red Tails that chronicled the Tuskegee Airmen. That really needs to be required reading for America. I really do. It's just a great story that all Americans need to know about. Sorry about that. I don't know where this sound came from. Oh, sorry about that. So many of you have heard of, and pardon the sound of that. There was I switched to screen, and it looked like evidently there was a story about Alien. You remember the part where the alien comes out of the guy's stomach? That's what I'm looking at right now, and I'm not showing it to you on screen. We'll show you in just a minute some of this stuff, but didn't get to see it. But Yaphet Kotto, many of you know who Yaphet Kotto is. Yaphet Kotto of Live and Let Die. He was Mr. Big, and he starred in Alien. He died. Yeah, he just died, age 81. Can you believe that? Bless his heart. Kotto's wife, Tessie Sinahone, posted on Facebook that the actor had died on Monday. So he just died yesterday. Saddened, still in shock, the passing of her husband, 24 years. She wrote, she called him a good man, a good father, a good husband, and a decent human being. Very rare to find. Yeah, I mean, just a super nice guy. Kotto starred in Homicide, Life on the Street, was also credited as a script writer. He appeared alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger in the action movie The Running Man. Starred in Midnight Run with Robert De Niro, Charles Grodin. He received an Emmy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor in his role as President Idi Amin Dada in the TV movie Raid on Entebbe in 1976. I grew up on Yaphet Kotto. I did. This brother was like that hard brother. You know, he was evil. He was good. He always played the evil guy. I mean, he always played the hard cop, evil guy, villain, something. He was just and then he had the name Yaphet Kotto. So when you hear a guy with his name Yaphet Kotto, you go, that's a hard brother right there. So we bless his heart, rest in peace, Yaphet Kotto. And 81, he served and did well in his in what he did as a human being. So we thank you so much for that. All right. So in our next block, folks, we're going to talk a little bit about the 50 sexiest men as yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but some of you ladies might think these are the 50 sexiest men. We're going to talk about a couple of them on the next block of Black Success Magazine podcast. I'm your host, Sherman Ray. Back just a second. I believe that. The 50 sexiest men. I'm not even on that list, folks. Anyways, let's talk about this a little bit, folks. The 50 sexiest men. This story, hopefully I won't lose my camera here. If I do, folks, we'll bring it right back up. So I'm not gonna lose my camera. I gotta do this. All right. So yes, I'm going to show you the 50 sexiest men here too. So that because I know some people really are into this. So I'm gonna So should we start with number one, or should we start with, let's go all the way down the screen. Okay, all right, so number one, 50 sexiest men. Number one, of course, Mr. Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Really? Come on. That brother, that's brown chocolate right there. That's Billy D. Williams. So Billy D. Williams, those sexy brown eyes, that come hither smile, mustache. Are we wrong for still swooning over the 70s leading man? No, Billy D. Williams is the bad boy. I mean, he's always been cool, and so he's number one. So, but some of these people will probably surprise you. Lance Gross. Many of you probably never heard of Lance Gross, but Lance has been in a lot of shows, and some you're upset because he's generally with a woman who does him wrong. He was also in Tyler Perry's movies. So Lance Gross. Number two, Our Family Wedding. So he did a great job. Number three, guess who? That's right, Will Smith. Will Smith. Now, many of you remember Will Smith from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Will Smith also played in iRobot. He played in Hitch. This brother's done all kinds of stuff, and look at him now. He's all lean. Look at him, right? So Will Smith is one of the few stars in Hollywood who can draw on his own. He does not need a supporting actor. He does not need a supporting cast. He's done it before. He was in several movies where he was it. He was the only person in that entire movie. And Will Smith, probably among all people besides Sidney Poitier, are probably my highest ranking actors because of their star quality. And that brother right there is bad boy. So that was star Will Smith. Number four, Wesley Snipes. Come on, Wes. And if you guys think about my brother, so I'm gonna put our faces side by side. Don't we look the same? No. Really? You don't think so? So Wesley Snipes comes in at number four. Wesley Snipes been in a ton of movies. Blade. He's a karate expert. This guy. Brother, number four. We're going to try to go through these pretty quick here, folks. I'm sorry. Henry Simons, 6'4", chiseled muscles. Henry Simons undoubtedly sexy. Plus, on NYPD Blue, he had that fire and compassion in his eyes that made women squirm. That's right. There you go. Number six, Common. Really? Come on. Maybe it's because he's a rapper. Because when I'm going to do my favorite Common. What do they call it? Imitation. Hi, I'm Common. I'm just, I'm not a rapper. So, but Common is in there. So he was a rapper, but he's an actor, Renaissance man, very cool guy. Number seven. This brother right here. Gosh, how do they get this? Is a great list right here. Jamon Hunso. I can't say his last name. I'm sorry. This brother always plays an evil guy. They should have a close-up on this guy. Really should. You can't understand a word he's saying half the time because he's from Africa, but sexy. He's a model, that kind of stuff. Laz Alonso. Okay. Once again, number 8. Some good looking guys here. This is Hollywood. This is our Hollywood. Morgan Freeman, right? Come on, Morgan, really? Morgan Freeman came in at 9. Look at that. Morgan Freeman is the voice that you will, if you never remember anything else about Morgan Freeman, you will remember his voice. Maybe not so sexy, but they say he's the sexiest guy. Anthony Mackie. So Morgan Freeman came in above Anthony Mackie. So Anthony Mackie is playing in The Hawk. So he's coming in a new movie that's coming out right now. As a matter of fact, let's see. I got to remember. There's a story where we're actually going to be doing a story about this guy. He's the Falcon. Excuse me, the Falcon. So he is the Falcon in the new upcoming series come out by Marvel, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So he is the Falcon. So love him. He's awesome. Mekhi Phifer. I don't know who he is. Nothing says sexy quite like a bald man in a chocolate brown complexion. So Mekhi Phifer both makes it. So they love this brother. He's a good guy. Jason Winter George. Okay. So, all right. So this is good. I know some of you are thinking this. I'm going a little crazy on this stuff, but this is cool stuff in that. This, oh gosh, this is too funny. All right. So remember the Old Spice commercial? I'm riding on a horse. See, I'm the horse. Look at him. Now look at me. Look at him. Now look at me. That's this guy. That's the guy right there. And so Jesse Williams. Okay. So the women love this guy. So the women love a blonde, light-skinned, blue-eyed guy. So whatever. I'm going to go by him. Let's go by Eddie Murphy. Come on. Really? Eddie Murphy is on the list. All right. So how much time do we have left? I got to see how much time I have left in this segment. Okay. I got a couple more minutes. It's good. All right. Eddie Murphy is on that list. Eddie Murphy didn't rank higher than Morgan Freeman. Oh my gosh. Eddie Murphy, number 14 on the list. Ty Diggs. Okay. Ty Diggs is on there. He should be on that list. Ty Diggs. Shamar Moore. Come on. Who doesn't love that brother right there? That brother has been doing it for years now. He is on, I think he's on a CSI movie. He's on a CSI. They don't say. 40-year actor, 40-year-old actor has only gotten more talented, like fine wine. Okay. He's doing awesome job. Oh my gosh. And I've never been able to say his name. Chitwell to Ejiofor. Okay, I can never say his name. And this guy's been doing it for years also, too. I'm going to probably learn to speak these names. My favorite actor of all times, Sidney Poitier. Okay, should be there. Okay, Sidney has always been there. Caribbean brother. Love this guy. He's been in everything. Guess Who Comes to Dinner, Lilies of the Field. They call me Mr. Tibbs. That's the same guy. Columbus Short. Okay. Oh, I've seen Columbus Short too. They should probably give him a different picture because then you'd recognize who this guy is too. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Come on. You got to give The Rock something. And funny thing about it, guess who scored higher than him? That's right. Morgan Freeman. I can't believe this is too funny. Blair Underwood. You got to have Blair Underwood is on the, okay. Harry Belafonte. Yes, man. Come, Mr. Teleman, tale me banana, right? Lorenz Tate. Yes, of course. Of course, somebody would be trying to call me right now. Lorenz Tate, definitely on the list. Love these guys. We're just going to go through a couple more. Jamie Foxx. Okay, Jamie Foxx has never been sexy, but he is a sexy guy. You know what I mean? Not sexy physically, but he's a sexy man, and he's very talented. So, and that makes him sexy. Okay. Mario Van Peebles. Now, that brother is just sexy. A brother who can wear a hat and then the pointy beard. Okay. He's got the swagger on. Okay. New Jack City, Posse. Mario has been doing it for years. Samuel L. Jackson as a scary brother. Sexy, scary. Okay. So they got Samuel Jackson, LL Cool J. Okay, come on. What says? Look at the abs on this guy. Okay, LL Cool J. He's on it. Um, Chris Tucker. Chris is on there. Chris made it to the top 30, which is great. We're going to go through them really quick. Okay? Tupac is on the list, folks, at number 29. Lamont Rucker. Okay. Once again, this brother has got to be 8 foot tall. He's a big guy. Did they tell how tall he is? Okay. They don't tell how tall he is. Michael Jai White. Okay. Definitely another one of these brothers. He's gotten bigger abs than everybody. He's just tough. Cuba Gooding Jr. is on the list. He's the top 32. One more. Lawrence Fishburne. Okay, we're going to end there. But there are, you go down the list, folks. They're on there. They're on the list. Nate, and I'll just show you the pictures of some of the sexiest guys. Omar Epps is on there. Terrence Howard. Oh, Terrence didn't make it to the top 50. Okay. This brother is evil. Okay. Andwale Akinyo Agbaje. Okay. That's an evil brother right there. That is the look of sexy right there, folks. If that ain't getting you right now, ladies, I don't know what else is going to get you. That's sexy brother. Okay. Mike Ely, of course, you got to have him on there. Tyrese is a model. Oh my gosh. He's on there though. Okay. Mahid Brooks. Very cool. Don Cheadle. There he is. There's Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle is on the list. We're going to go through them all. Okay. Richard Roundtree. Okay. Going to get an old school on this. Okay. Definitely old school. Idris Elba, this is funny. Idris Elba 2 years ago was voted the sexiest man on the planet. And he didn't even bust the top 10 for this list on Essence. Okay. That's wrong. Okay. Boris is on there. Okay. Boris should be on there. T.I., come on, really? T.I., you're too young. Okay, you got to be a little older. Okay, I like him though. Derek Luke, okay, once again, he's just too young. Morris Chestnut, okay, got to be on the list. Lenny Kravitz, always a perennial favorite. Okay, hair, no hair, doesn't matter. And Denzel Washington, number 50. Okay, need I say more? Okay, this is your top list, folks, of the sexiest men. As a, Essence has their list of who the sexiest men are. Okay, so that's it. Okay, in the last segment, folks, we're going to talk about how to talk to your kids about finances. And we're going to give you 5 tips on how to talk to your kids about finances on Black Success Magazine, the podcast. We'll be back in just a second. Wow, that is too funny. I hope you enjoyed that, folks. That the sexiest man, I personally was not on the list, but I have that animal magnetism. Don't you think? Okay. Anyways, I want him to go there. All right. So let's talk about your kids and how to help them with money. Now, this is important that we talk to our kids about money, and we talk to them all the time about money. So let's give you 5 ways to build your kids' financial literacy. Unfortunately, we live in a very materialistic society where your kids are encouraged to spend their money as soon as they get it. As soon as they get their money, buy a pair of shoes, buy a cell phone, buy now the big thing is eyelashes. These girls with these eyelashes. I mean, they're like this long, and those are expensive. They're not cheap to get eyelashes. So we need to teach our kids good habits on money, on how to not spend every dime that comes past their, pass them. So number 1, tap into their love of history. Alexander Hamilton, heard of him? Well, your kid probably has also. In the 6 years since the Hamilton movie came out, or the play, the musical, the first Treasury Secretary has become a cultural touchstone for anyone with a Disney account. If your child is into history, or at the very least intrigued by it because of a play or a show they've watched, lean in and meet them where they are by sharing books. documentaries, and online resources that go deeper. You can focus on fun facts to build their historical appreciation of money and where it comes from, which goes a long way towards picking up their financial literacy skills. So you got to make it interesting to kids, because if you go up to a kid and you go, "Hey, here's a couple bucks, and here's a couple of bucks," and you just kind of say, "Hey, this is why you did," it's really not going to resonate with your kids. You need to make it so that it's relatable to them. And so in this case, they're talking about Hamilton as the play, Disney. You might talk to them about Donald Duck. There's a lot of different ways. Pick the character that relates to them the most, and then use that to talk to them about money. Especially those characters that really epitomize saving, frugalness, being responsible. Unfortunately, what you see on TV a lot of times is you see a lot of people who they're pretending that they are not responsible. Well, if you are on TV, you got there because you were responsible. So even though they may act like they're not responsible, we need to let our kids know they're just acting. Okay. To become an actor took dedication. To become a rap artist, it took dedication. To become a sports star, it took dedication. While all the other kids were out goofing off, your actors, your sports people, your singers, that kind of stuff, were honing their skills. It took discipline. So let your kids know, guys, guess what? Yes, Snoop Dogg is plays the part of a guy who's, always smoking dope, but that brother's a serious entrepreneur. Okay. And he didn't get that way by smoking dope all day long. Okay. Every once in a while, I put the thing down and he got down to business. So you've got to just be able to relate with kids. Number 2, make it tactile. Make it tactile. Okay. Don't just share pictures of money with your kids and explain the various denominations. Show them the money. Okay. Like Cuba Gooding Jr. Okay. That movie was just on. Jerry Maguire was just on. Show me the money. Okay. Get out a variety of coins, bills, then spend some time looking closely at the elements of each piece of currency. Every symbol, marking has special meaning. So help them decode each one. Let them make a tracing or paping or rubbing of coins, or even design their own currency. So this is interesting. And I like this idea that you really need to get your kids good at money. Okay. They really need to understand money. Some kids are good at makeup. Okay. Wonderful. Some kids are good at sports. Wonderful. But really the thing that's going to stick with them the most, greenbacks. Okay. They need to understand how to make money, and how important it is that they not only know how to make money, but they know how to keep money. Okay. This bill I've had in my pocket. I couldn't tell you how long I've had it. I really can't, because I love being able to carry around, a good amount of money, so if I ever need it, I can do it. So that's not saying I always carry around for those people who knock me down, but I do always have something with me. Number 3, involve them in daily financial activities. Let's see how much time we've got. Oh, shoot. I'm out of time. All right. So let's do this last one, and then we'll end. Okay. Involve them in daily financial activities. You don't have to hand over your wallet to teach your kids about money, but you absolutely should talk to them about basics, everyday transactions, and purchases. This way you can help make money a tangible item rather than an abstract concept. Okay. So when you're paying your bills, let them sit down with you. Say, hey, mommy's got $100 or dad's got $100, and I've got to spend this much on this, this much on this, this much on this, and it goes out to this many people. Let them understand that it's not just paper. It actually it serves a purpose in life, and that's really important. I'm so sorry, folks. We're out of time. But we will be back again tomorrow. And then Thursday, we're actually going to have Financial Thursdays with Robbie. Robbie Thomas will be back. He's been on vacation. He's spending some time with his lovely bride. And we'll get to talk with him in a couple of days. So anyways, folks, be sure to go to our website, blacksuccessmagazine.com. If you'd like to send me an email, just send it to blacksuccessmagazine.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts, folks. We will see you again tomorrow. This has been Sherman Wright, Black Success Magazine, the podcast. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.